Kiloland Media Group. Kiloland News, first at 4.
Coming up, we have the latest on a deadly shooting in northwestern Sioux Falls.
Plus, we take a look at the progress crews are making while battling the first thunder fire.
And we hear from a Minnesota farmer about how this year's rain was too much of a good thing. Good afternoon, and thanks for tuning in to First at 4. I'm Dan Santella.
And I'm Kelly Volk. We have an update for you on a woman's death in Sioux Falls. Police say 27-year-old Tanisha Adeline Brewer died in a deadly shooting. Officers got to the home late Wednesday night in northwest Sioux Falls on Tanager Place, which is close to Hayward Elementary School.
Here they discovered a home which had been shot. The same home which was shot less than a week ago 16 times. At this point, police have not made any arrests. We're going to have a whole lot more on this for you on Kiloland News at 5 and 6.
A Rapid City man is behind bars accused of attempted murder. Police responded to a shooting in the northern part of town around 6:30 last night. Police found a man with an apparent gunshot wound to the head, but he was able to give officers information about the shooting suspect. Officers quickly located the man, who's been identified as 30-year-old Trevon Spotted Eagle. Police say he was with a woman who had a gun in her backpack. Police arrested Spotted Eagle for attempted murder and possession of a firearm by a former violent offender. The victim was taken to the hospital but is expected to be okay.
Aberdeen police are asking for your help in finding a wanted woman. 31-year-old Ciara Ochotorena is wanted for rape, sexual exploitation of a minor, and disseminating material harmful to minors. Court documents say the alleged crimes happened between June 1st and August 14th of this year. Documents also say they involve 13 and 14-year-old children. If you see her, you're asked to call Brown County Dispatch.
Meanwhile, authorities in Yankton County are asking for your help in finding a wanted man. The sheriff's office says 26-year-old Alexander Vorholo is wanted for burglary, petty theft, escape, and more. He's 5 feet 9 inches tall and weighs around 210 pounds. Authorities ask that if you see him, don't approach him. Call 911 or your local law enforcement.
Pivoting to weather, looks like a pleasant forecast, Kelly.
Yeah, our little brief taste of fall continues, Adam.
Yeah, for a little while longer at least. We'll have the reminder that yes, fall does officially start in 16 days. But we're also going to get a reminder in this 7-day outlook that summer is not done with us, not by a pretty decent margin. But if you're a fan of the former, today's for you. Outside we'll go with a view from our camera downtown, 72, north wind at 9 miles per hour. It has been a beautiful day to get outside, really, for just about any reason. And we have another day just like it on the way as we head into your day on Saturday. Meanwhile, out west, a little bit warmer, nothing too significant, but 79 out in Rapid City. There's downtown off in the distance with an east wind nice and light at 6 miles per hour. Pierre is sitting at 75, 77 up in Mulbridge. Buffalo is 78, 73 as you go towards Spearfish. Low 70s near and east of I-29 from Sisseton all the way down to Yankton, all points east. 76 though for Mitchell as well as Aberdeen. We have seen just a little bit of fair weather cloud cover out there. You could see that on our Sioux Falls camera, and we'll see them in other locations like Madison, Watertown, and Aberdeen as we head through the hour. Also notice those little clouds over toward the hills. Tomorrow they could also bring a couple of little showers that'll try and impact western Kiloland, but that's going to be a far gone exception to the rule. Tomorrow, I did mention we have another day just like today on the way. We have low to mid 70s for highs with a good amount of sunshine on the way for southeastern as well as northeastern Kiloland to go right along with it. Notice that breeze, however, turning to the south. While it doesn't warm us up yet, it will sooner rather than later. Speaking of warmer, we have 80s on the way out in western portions of Kiloland, especially once you have west of the Missouri River Valley. Even more heat is on the way as we head into next week. We'll talk about that as we head through the hour.
Thanks, Adam. A firefighter has been identified in a deadly crash east of Fort Thompson. An SUV was heading west just after 3 o'clock Sunday morning when it vaulted over a driveway and crashed into a ditch. The driver, 38-year-old Michael Washachek, died at the scene. Washachek was a member of the Herald Rural Fire Department. His funeral is set for Saturday, September 14th at 10 a.m. in the Herald Gym. The 23-year-old passenger suffered life-threatening injuries.
Meanwhile, a Belle-Fourche man is identified in a deadly head-on crash east of town. A Ford pickup was heading west when it collided with the GMC. The driver of the GMC, 85-year-old George Leach, was taken to a Rapid City hospital where he died from his injuries. The 16-year-old driver of the Ford suffered minor injuries.
Firefighters are making progress battling the first thunder fire south of Rapid City. Officials say the blaze is 157 acres and around 77% contained. The cause of the fire is under investigation. The fire was reported Monday night, and scattered showers this week helped crews reinforce the fire line.
As harvest season approaches, many Minnesota farmers are wondering just how much of a crop they'll have this year. Instead of dealing with drought like last year, they dealt with more rain than many fields could handle. John Lordson with our CBS affiliate Minneapolis explains.
Way too much of a good thing is just that, too much of a good thing.
Owen Golke made that statement back in June. Nearly 3 months later, he's saying the same thing.
There was water here till about August 1st. So, I mean, the water didn't completely go away till August 1st. We have not had a year like this.
It started when consistent early summer rainfalls turned some of his fields into lakes. One cornfield near Belle Plaine was hit especially hard.
Not just a pond. I mean, this I would call a pond, but in the middle out there would actually be a lake.
The lake is finally gone, but it left behind a vast, barren area where corn should be. Instead, the only thing growing are weeds. Golke estimates he's lost about 18% of his corn crop this year. To put that in perspective, he only lost about 5% during the past couple dry summers. The average yearly rainfall for this field is 25 inches, but it's already over 40 inches. Anything that tried to grow close to the temporary lake also came up short.
That's quite the contrast, but it's something that, we as farmers are used to seeing.
Crop insurance will help with some of the loss, but not all of it. As he prepares for the upcoming harvest, all Golke can do is hope for the best. He's come to the conclusion that a slightly drier growing season is better than an excessively wet one.
They might look nice and green, but I've walked in enough fields and looked at them, it just was too much water. And that, like I said earlier, too much of a good thing is just that, it's too much.
In Sibley County, John Lordson, WCCO News.
In addition to corn damage, Golke said that about 20% of his soybean crop didn't get planted due to wet fields.
Coming up after the break, we have the latest on the Boeing Starliner's return trip to Earth.
Then a little later, the trouble some people had while leaving a festival in the Nevada desert.
You're watching First at 4 on KELOLAND News.